Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Addie. So for today's video is about the Department of Tourism, who are also in favor in shortening the quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. Details coming right up.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
So I think 4 or 5 days ago, when President Rodrigo Duterte had a meeting with his cabinet member, he mentioned during this meeting, or actually he called the attention of the IATF, that the 14-day mandatory quarantine is very long, especially for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. He said that this should be shortened. And this should be done the soonest. According to the IATF, they said that they are now finalizing the shortening of quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. So now, not just the president who's wanting to shorten the quarantine, but also the Department of Tourism who's been pushing this for several months now to have shortened quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. So let's all read the statement of Secretary Puyat with regards to this announcement. The Department of Tourism stands squarely behind the call of President Duterte to shorten the quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers. This is a crucial step towards the eventual resumption of international travel once our borders reopen, leading to the recovery of the pandemic-hit sector, Tourism Secretary Berna Romulo-Puyat said. The tourism chief said that the DOT has been pushing for this move since May of 2021. Thus, the setting up of the Green Lane circuits with countries that have zero to low COVID-19 transmission. Based on the current guidelines of the IATF, or Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, fully vaccinated inbound travelers that stayed exclusively in jurisdictions or countries classified under Green List for 14 days immediately prior to arrival in the Philippines qualify for 7-day facility-based quarantine. On the other hand, those coming from yellow risk jurisdictions, whether fully vaccinated or not, must undergo a 10-day facility-based quarantine and 4-day home quarantine. This move to ease quarantine restrictions is also important to our kababayans who have been longing to be reunited with their families as the holiday season approaches. We also recognize the financial burden of isolating in hotels for long period of time, Puyat said. This is a welcome development that brings us closer to safely reopening our country to international travelers. Tourism had been a major driver of the Philippine economy until the pandemic shut down the global travel industry in 2020, she added. Puyat also reiterated that the strict implementation of the minimum health and safety protocols, such as mask wearing and physical distancing measures, must remain in place. Again, we must emphasize that reopening our tourist destination should not be at the expense of the health and safety of everyone concerned, reminded Puyat. So she actually got a point in one of her statements that this is a financial burden to all travelers to the Philippines, especially if you are fully vaccinated, if you have to undergo the 10-day mandatory quarantine in a hotel or facility approved by the DOH and continue your remaining 4 days at your final destination. Actually, there are LGUs that still require longer quarantine at the final destination. For example, here in our place in General Santos City, even if you have done the 10 days mandatory quarantine either in Manila or Cebu, you still have to undergo 7 days mandatory quarantine here in Jensen before you are sent home clearly. So it really depends on the LGU if they follow the 10 and 4 days or follow the 10 days mandatory quarantine and apply their own protocol in respective LGUs. So make sure that you coordinate with your LGU if you're one of those who still plans to go home to the Philippines despite this mandatory long quarantine period. But hopefully, with the call from the President of the Philippines and with the IATF saying that they are finalizing it, it's been how many days since they said that they are finalizing it, but until now, there is no result or there is no announcement if it's approved or not. But hopefully, they will really approve it to shorten the quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. And I will definitely keep you guys posted on that once this is announced. And hopefully that the Department of Tourism will really push it this time, because they are the agency that welcomes different tourists in the Philippines, especially for international tourism who wants to explore the Philippines and who wants to experience the Philippines. It's the Department of Tourism who's gonna be in the front line to make sure they have a good time in the Philippines. And hopefully this time, I know the Department of Tourism has been turned down, has been denied so many proposals by the IATF because no, it's not safe yet, no, we can't do this yet, and all that. But hopefully this time, since the vaccination rollout is very successful, and in the NCR alone, 75% of the citizens there are already fully vaccinated, then the tourism industry are making sure that their tourism workers are 100% fully vaccinated when the Philippines open up. So hopefully this time, the DOT or Department of Tourism will really push this through, will really follow up with the IATF, will really demand from the IATF to shorten the quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines. To me, the shortening of the quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers to the Philippines is a good step. It's a good start. Eventually, this quarantine will be abolished. Eventually, there will be no more quarantine, especially when everybody is fully vaccinated already. So shortening it is a good start. They can't just announce it one day that, hey, quarantine is over, especially if not all Filipinos are not fully vaccinated yet here in the Philippines. I really believe that they will do it in stages. So now they have longer quarantines, but as day passes by, as weeks passes by, that everybody has been getting vaccinated, getting fully vaccinated, they will start to shorten quarantines to those who are fully vaccinated to 5 to 7 days, maybe next time 3 to 4 days, and eventually there will be no more quarantine for everybody, especially when we are all fully vaccinated. So this is our quick update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share this video to your friends and family. It will really help out our channel. And if you are here for the first time, I welcome you. And if you are interested on travel updates because you got plans to travel to the Philippines and continuously watching when the Philippine borders are going to open for international tourism, please consider subscribing so you can get updates. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be notified every time we have new uploads. And to our subscribers who's continuously supporting our channel, the Eaton Squad, I thank you guys all so much for always there for us. It really means a lot. Your support means a lot to all of us. I hope to see you guys on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.